Just yes, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes. We are here today. What's going on, party people? I am here. Let me just cut to first of all, welcome to Live from the Lab. This is episode 11. Wait, there we go. There we go. We had that with you there. I'm going to introduce this young man in a second. But this is episode 11 of Live from the Lab. And what makes this episode so special is that this is my first guest, my first invited guest to the show.
I'm lucky to be invited.
This man right here, let me see if I can give this a proper introduction. I'm about to freestyle an introduction here. This man is a visionary, literally, and a member of the Visionaries. He's also a junkie, a beat junkie, a legend in the hip hop community, a turntablist extraordinaire, a teacher of many other turntablists, and an all around cool hip hop friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Rhettmatic. Thank you.
Q?
Yes. Did I miss anything? Did I miss any credits?
The check's in the mail. Thank you. That's all. You know. That's a nice intro. So that check's in the mail.
I'm doing my best. Damn,
man. I'm broke now after that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my first invited guest on my show, episode 11 here, DJ Rhettmatic. There's a reason why I brought him on. There's several reasons.
Wow.
There's several reasons. First and foremost, we are, and I'm going to say this carefully because I know Rhett is going to check me on this.
What?
We are rock steady brothers.
Yes. I mean, you know, when there was a Rocksteady Crew website and you list all the members, and you know, like that, and then I look on one time, and I see my name. It says, formerly. Thanks, legs.
We're gonna have to get back to HR and see what's going on with your application, there, buddy.
Yes. So, I mean, man, thank you for having me.
Oh man, to me, it's an honor, ladies and gentlemen. I've known this extraordinary person since I think you pointed out to me, was it 92?
Well, damn, that's we met a couple of times because
when was the first time you came to Rocksteady? What year was it?
It was either 91 or 92.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, like to the
we're babies at that
so
point.
there was like obviously Rocksteady University was at the same time going down with the Newman seminar.
Yeah. Oh my God,
right.
That's 91, 90.
So,
yes.
Right. But see, I remember like the one where it was the last time they have it, the 98th in Amsterdam. So
those are my favorites.
That's like, so I remember the whole thing because that was during the Newman seminar. That was the time that I think I want to say that 8 Ball just won the seminar, and
oh my God,
and Supernat
dude.
won the Supernat, right? This is also the first time I seen the Artifacts, and they didn't even have the album. They were on Big Beat, but they were doing was it the Nubian Crackers that did the thing? And then, of course, this is the first time Farside performed at Rocksteady Crew.
Oh my God, dude! Yo, listen.
And then
history, man.
And then Karis One performed.
Lord Finesse
brought Lord Finesse, and where Lord Finesse dissed Lords of the Underground.
Yes.
And stuff.
Hey, Mr. Funky Man.
Right, but the irony now, like without that, because I was talking to J Rock about this, is like it's crazy how, like now Lord Finesse and Do It All are best, like good friends.
See, I love hearing stuff like that. That you want to hear that because that's important.
Right.
They got past the pettiness of whatever it was. Even though being there, watching Lord Finesse spaz out was pretty cool, man. But
because it was funny because there was they recorded the whole show on DAT, and you know, and I was able to get a copy of the DAT.
Oh my God!
So
dude.
I got it on tape. So and then even one of my old mixtapes, I actually put the freestyle with Lord Finesse dissing.
You're the man.
I'll send it to you.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I think I have, and I'm gonna say this now. I don't know if Crazy Leg is watching. I think I got like 1 or 2 of his dats that I shouldn't have.
Well, also I take it back because I think it was this 93 or 92 because like this is also the first time that the Pickles were Rocksteady DJs performed.
Ooh, my God.
There. So,
dude, like chill. We just started and you're
sorry.
You're saying the most golden. Oh my God. And a lot of this stuff, you know, when you don't think about it, you just throw it in the back of your mind, and so you're refreshing my memory. So were you there when they battled the X-Men?
Yes. So I mean, so that was the first when they battled the X-Men. That's the actual first versus ITF. You know, right? Because that was the
yes,
showcase, right?
I forgot about the name, ITF.
So ITF, International Turntable Federation.
There we go. Listen to this man.
So, because the battle itself and the singles were at I think home base. Was it called home base?
Yes.
Right. So,
Clark Kent was there. Rest in peace,
yes.
DJ Clark Kent.
So I mean, so Babu and myself were in the battle, right?
I don't even remember. I got pictures. I got to look.
Right. So obviously Babs was in the finals against Total Eclipse, right?
Yes.
I won against Rolly Roll.
Ah, the 5th platoon, son.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 5th platoon, guys.
So like everyone that was like, okay, so and then of course Craze and Dummy were in there.
Yes.
In fact, on one of the rounds, I want to say Craze and Dummy went against each other on the ITF. Obviously, it was interesting because the judges were the X-Men and the Pickles, but at the same time, after that battle, because after the ITF battle is then the singles match between the X-Men and the Pickles.
Yes, right. I remember that.
And then the next day was a team battle.
There's one key fact that I don't think you remember, and the only reason why I remember it because somebody gave me a book of photos from that night.
Right.
And the only performers of that night were the Bush Babies.
Honestly, I don't remember just because.
It wasn't that.
Well, because we were too.
It was a turntablist battle, so it didn't make sense.
Right.
But they performed. They opened up the show with the Bush Babies.
Right. It was interesting because Ray Roll was there, rest in peace and stuff. I remember
yes.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ray Roll,
all of Rocksteady was in the house. Rule, may he rest in peace. He was there. Fast Feed, myself, Wiggles, Kenny, Legs.
Right. So it was crazy.
Yeah. Melly Mel was there, I think, too.
Was he? Did he do push-ups?
Muscle Simmons, son. Wait, before we go on, I just want to give a shout out. Who we looking at? The Unicorn, Behike, Mir Depp, Machiavelli, Felix Toro, Goodfoot, Bananas MC, Peter McQueen, Ghost Boogie, what up, son? Who else we got? Andrea, what up? I think I got everybody.
So, but it was interesting because you said about ITF, because I remember that particular thing, and we talked about it a while back, or a couple of months ago. So this is the first time seeing the Arsonists. Remember I was telling you about that club, Needles and Threads?
Yes.
Right? So, and I think this bugged you out because my best friend Tyrone was helping throwing that event with Sheila.
Raise the legs, baby mama.
Yeah. I don't know if I was supposed to say
it. I said it anyway.
Okay. So, and it was at the Wetlands.
Yes.
Right? And you guys performed. And then this craziest thing, J-Rock was the DJ for that.
Oh, my God. Right? I didn't even know that.
Right? So then after that, they went home, and then Babs and I stayed to do ITF.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the craziest story that I've heard in a long time because this is like memory lane type shit. What up, Raps and Riffs? But that's crazy. So
that's what we're saying. And then we're like, yo, man, Arsonist, like, because I remember, of course, when I was like, isn't that qunique from CNC Music?
No! I was an invited guest. Peace, Gorilla Strong. That's what's up. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Gorilla Strong started it off. It's got the super stickers and the super chats. Thank you very much. Wait, you get one of these too.
Booyaka shot, man.
Yes. B-Boys Underground, what up? Goodfoot, what up? There we go. Thank you, Gorilla Strong. You're the man.
Yeah, but so that's like, seeing you guys perform was just like, holy shit. Like you guys' routines moving around.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's what, so obviously maybe I'm jumping around and stuff because, back home we had Jurassic 5.
Yes.
And so that was kind of like, we would always say like, yo, man, Jurassic had a tight stage show. And then we seen you
they
guys.
were tight.
Yeah. And when we seen you guys, it's like.
When I think of the two crews, because I don't know if you knew this, you probably did. We were supposed to battle.
Yes, at the B-Boy
Summit
in UCLA.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know that, there was talks about the Arsonists battling Jurassic 5.
Yes.
And I don't know why it didn't happen, but it didn't. And I always viewed Jurassic as tight, like tighter than us. We were more controlled chaos. And they were just very very meticulous about the details on stage.
But
it was
then
crazy.
what's interesting too, because when you guys rhymed, you guys were going back and forth like this, and that's the same thing with them. Of course, it's like, you know, they're very reminiscent of Cold Crush Brothers and stuff.
Yes. We were, I feel like we were like a mix of Leaders of the New School and Wu-Tang. That's how I saw Arsonist.
Right.
You know,
you were raw, but you had the routines like Leaders and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, that's how far we go back.
That's crazy. Salute Martin Vasquez. Thank you for that. Everybody, people giving you love and shout outs in the chat room. So Martin Vasquez giving you a little shout. So let me ask you a question. We were talking off the camera, and I never knew the answer to this. So I'm going to ask you some basic. This is not really an interview. We're going to have a conversation. Okay. Usually when me and Rhett talk,
we crack jokes.
We crack jokes, and we compare what was going on in LA and what was going on in New York. So that you're probably going to see a lot of that going on. But the one key question that I never thought to ask you is, where does Rhettmatic, the name, come from? Like, how did you put that together? What is that? How did that come about?
Okay. So you guys know I'm Filipino.
Yes.
Right. So, you know, if you know about Filipino culture, like a majority of us Catholics, right? So this is what my parents told me. It's like, because, you know, growing up, having my name Rhett, everybody used to fuck up my name. I used to hate it. You know? So I was like, I hate, like Rhett. It's like, just call me Rich. Right? So like,
Rob, Rich,
or whatever.
Roy.
Right? Yeah. So, okay. So I was like, Mom, Dad, why'd you call me Rhett? You know, and then of course, you know, remember TV Guide?
Yeah, of course.
Right. You know, like that's how old we are and stuff.
Well,
like,
I just remember it from Google. No, I mean,
so you know, like, so the movie Gone with the Wind, right? Because I used to like.
Now you taking it back, son. I think Crazy Legs was in that movie. So go ahead.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
There you go. Him and Pop and Taco. Rest in peace. Go ahead.
So I was like, how come they have my name on the on? You know, I tripped out. I was like, Rhett Butler's like, why is my name on there? Well, how come I like? Well, you know, so I'm gonna get my Joe Coy on. Well, Rhett, you know, so my birth name is Nazareth, like Jesus of Nazareth. Right. So they go.
So Rhett is short for Nazareth.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
There's a
I'm trying to cut.
There's Filipino logic to it. So I mean, I have to explain it this way.
Yeah, of course.
So they're saying like, so why did you name me Nazareth and how'd you get Rhett? Well, we pray to God, if you give us a boy, we'll name him Nazareth after you, Jesus of your birthplace. Right. I was like, okay. So how did you get Nazareth and Rhett, right? Because Rhett is spelled different than Nazareth, right?
Yeah.
And they're like saying, like, our favorite movie was Gone with the Wind, and so the lead character is Rhett Butler. But it doesn't spell like Nazareth, right?
Butler.
Right. So, but it's like, but it doesn't spell like Nazareth and Rhett. It's like, but that rhymes. Nazareth, Rhett. I was like,
okay,
this is my look.
If your father told that story,
both my parents.
Okay.
So Nazareth. So my birth name is Nazareth. Rhett is my nickname per se.
Nickname,
right? So how I got Rhettmatic. So
because Illmatic wasn't out yet.
No.
That's what makes it special now. That's crazy. Go ahead.
So there was a local legend where I grew up in a place called Cerritos is where I live. And grew up.
That's in L.A. by the way. For us New York heads that don't really know.
So there's Los Angeles proper and there's Los Angeles County.
Right.
Cerritos is part of Los Angeles County, which is like Long Beach, Compton.
Okay.
Santa Monica. It's like, so. And Cerritos is like maybe 15, 20 minutes from Long Beach and stuff like that. But anyways, there was a local DJ, local legend by the name of Scratchmatic.
Oh, that's dope.
So, but what happened was like, he was one of like, when he won one of the first LA DJ battles in Radiotron, right? So Radiotron is a club that was happening in MacArthur Park. So if you guys know the movie Breaking, it was based upon the club Radio and Radiotron. So his real name is Anthony, right? So what happened was he won the battle. The club owner of Radiotron was saying like, not Scratchmatic. Your name will be Antron. So it changed the name
to you.
No,
to the
Scratchmatic.
Right.
So he discarded the name Scratchmatic and was named Antron. So
Antron.
Right. So my man.
That's a weird one.
So my because his real name is Anthony. And
is he still around, by the way?
He doesn't DJ no more, but he's around.
Okay,
like,
dope.
But
salute to Antron.
So basically, Curse, who's in the Beat Junkies, he would always like, yo, what's up, Rhettmatic, as a joke, right? Like just kind of naming me. It's like, stop calling me that. I don't want to think I'm biting his name and stuff.
Wow. See, wait, can I pause you for a second?
Right.
That was the proper mentality for hip hop. You wasn't supposed to bite. You had to have your own shit.
Right. So
kind of different these days.
So my old school.
Get off my lawn.
So my old school, my name before that was my DJ and my graffiti name was PHIX, Fix. Right, so I was going by.
I didn't even know you did graph, but go ahead. We'll get into that next.
But then he would just like, yo, Rhettmatic, and it's like, don't call me that. But then everybody started calling me Rhettmatic, and it just kind of stuck. But the funniest thing is like, what's a Rhettmatic? It sounds like a name of a refrigerator. So like, I was like, what's a Rhettmatic?
It's a dope name,
but
bro.
It stuck. So
yeah, it's a dope name. Like when I heard it, and then like I tried a timeline, I was like, man, he named himself that before Illmatic. That's fucking crazy.
Yes.
Bro.
So I was So I had the name since 89, 90.
That's dope, man.
So
man, I was born around 91, so I wouldn't have known.
Oh. Excuse me.
Somebody said Gorilla Strong said Rhettmatic's work with Eric Bobo is on a whole other level. What did you do with Bobo?
Cypress. So we're in a group called Cypress Junkies.
Oh wow, I think I remember that.
Yeah. So it's a DJ percussion set.
Yes.
So shouts to my brother Eric Bobo. So how that came about. So around like 98, 99. So at one point at the late 90s, the Beat Junkies were pretty much on taken over in their airwaves on two major radio stations, like J-Rock.
Crazy.
So J-Rock and Mr. Chalk were on Power 106.
Crazy.
Right? They were with they're doing Friday Night Flavors with the Baker Boys, and they had their own show, Fantastic Four. And then Babu, Melody, and myself were on 92.3 The Beat.
Incredible.
Right? So Babu and myself, including Melody, was already on the air. He was also doing a show with Julio G, OG KD Mixmaster, right? But Babu and myself ended up being on Soul Assassins Radio with Be Real and Bobo,
right?
And that's how we would do the mix show parts for Soul Assassins Radio. From there, it's like always like got tight with Bobo and stuff, and he always wanted to do a DJ percussion thing. He just can't do it with Muggs, son.
Nah.
So.
Muggs moves to his own speed.
Right. So eventually, what happened was I did a guest track on Bobo's solo album called Meeting of the Minds, and then the track of it was called Meetings of the Mind. It was called Eric Bobo Meets Rhettmatic. So originally it was called Bobo Meets Rhettmatic and stuff, and then I did a show with him, and he's like, "Oh, I've always wanted to do this thing." It's like, "How about we do this way?" And then we eventually, started doing shows locally and stuff, and then people would trip out on the chemistry of right. And then eventually it was like, Bobo Meets Rhettmatic's cool, but it's like, why don't we just call it like Cypress Junkies and stuff like that? And then Be Real gave us the blessing and stuff like that.
That's dope, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that was wow. We're only in, what are we in, like 2 minutes of the show? Red already talked about hip-hop history from the beginning. When Crazy Legs was but a sperm cell.
Damn! Watch, we're gonna get a text or call from him and stuff.
All right, so somebody said, and now I gotta ask because this looks funny. Gorilla Strong is asking, Rhettmatic, please tell the story of you having an edible or two at Green Thumb.
Oh, so it was a doc.
Set this one up right. Wait, let me get this right. There we go.
All right. I mean, if you can watch it on
No, we don't plug any other.
All right,
I'm
all
fucking
right.
with you.
Well, I mean,
where was it? Where did you first tell this story?
I mean, Dr. Green Thumb's podcast,
dope,
so because it was a while. It was a couple of, I think 2 years ago and stuff, right? So the craziest thing was like, okay, so we were.
Wait, hold up. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Continue.
So okay. Bobo hit me up. It's like, hey, we need to let's practice, rehearse for a Cypress Junkie show. Let's meet up and then do something for the podcast and stuff like that. You might as well come in. It's like, all right, cool. So I go there. It's like before we rehearse and practice whatever, do the podcast. Like, all right. So I was like, hey man, it's like, what's up, guys? I was like, so I haven't eaten all day.
Oh God.
Right.
You already got the setup going. He already got the setup going.
And there was a plate of cookies.
All right, hold up. Before you continue, shout out to Stephen Knuckles and my man John Milburn Jr. What's going on? We here with DJ Rhettmatic, Beats and Rhymes, y Comunidad. What's up, my man Jeff? Yo, we are here with the legendary DJ Rhettmatic. He's about to tell us a trippy story where he made a faux pas. Let's go.
So it was like, I was like, oh, before, I was like, oh man, cookies. But was like, have some, son.
Oh,
right.
First of all, for him to say have some is such a trap. The word some is not cool, man.
So inside joke, if you see, you know how we say shun.
Yeah.
So me and Bobo go like, yo, son. Right. So it was like, I was like, man, are those cookies? It's like, son, you hungry? Yeah, have some.
The setup.
Right? It was like, oh, dude. I should have. Here's the thing.
You should have asked.
Not even ask. I should remember. I'm at Dr. Green Thumb.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's like Willy Wonka. It's like everything is edible, but for the wrong reason.
Right. So it was like, oh, man, thank you. Oh, man, this is good. I wasn't thinking because I was hungry. Right? So, because during the podcast, right? I eat the cookie, of course.
One cookie
first.
Okay. What would you say, was this the average size cookie, like a Chips Ahoy or something?
Dude, the regular cookie, right?
Okay,
so and then I'm smoking and stuff like that.
There we go.
And then there was a break and stuff like that. Man, that cookie's like, you like that, son? Have another.
Oh. Foul ball.
And then,
foul ball.
So C minus was like, like, are you sure you want to give? It's like, you didn't tell him? And then Bubba was like, well, son. Now it's like that, right? So after the thing, it didn't hit me. So we go downstairs and we start, we're rehearsing and videotaping and stuff. Because Bobo told me he saw the footage and stuff like that. Because it's funny, and then I do remember it because it's like, we're going back and forth jamming, da-da-da-da-da. And the next, I was like, I started like, I was like, right? And I look at him. I was like, Bobo was like, he's smiling.
Nice.
Right?
He's the man.
Right, dude. And I was like,
the trap has been set.
I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Right?
Right. We tend to finish it. Then I had to like stand by the DJ booth for I was standing there for 10 minutes. Stuck for 10 minutes. But
it happens.
He came over and I just looked at him and smiled. But I had this look like my eyes was like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh my God, what a mess.
It's like, you okay, son?
Oh my God. To compare a story to that, this would be the first time I've told this story on in any public area. Arsonist, we were on tour in Europe, and one night we were in Amsterdam, and Jice at that time was the biggest weed head in the crew.
Right.
So myself, Jice, and Swell take a walk late at night, go hit up a cafe or something. We get to a cafe.
Right.
I get some lemon haze. Jice gets what he gets. Swell doesn't puff, which is a bad thing. We're going, but it's a bad thing because you got to remember the arsonists, we were wild. So we would take advantage of other people's weaknesses.
Damn.
So me and Jice get fucking ripped, son. We're blasted.
Okay.
And Swell isn't. So Swell is making it really difficult. He's making us nervous. He's laughing too much. And then here's where the stuck, because I know that stuck feeling.
Right.
Me and we get out of the cafe.
Right.
We get to a corner, and if any of y'all, I know you have, any of y'all been to Amsterdam, there's a lot of traffic. And when I say traffic, it's trains on the street, bikes.
Oh, you got to be careful with the bikes.
Scooters,
Yep.
cars, all types of shit is happening. So me and Jice are stuck on the corner for at least 30 minutes, afraid to cross. We're just staring at traffic. We're like, I don't know how we can get back to the hotel. Hotel is right across the street.
Wait. Were you guys staying at the Quentin?
Probably.
You know what I'm talking about,
yes,
right?
I do know what you're talking about. And during that whole time, Swell he just kept on joking and making us more paranoid.
Oh.
So we were stuck on a street corner just watching trains and bikes, looking at each other like, yo, I don't want to get killed, son. How are we going to get out of here, son? It was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was a mess.
Damn.
We finally made it back, but that stuck shit is real, man.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Adrian McQueen, what's going on? Mir Depp, what's going on, son? Yeah, that stuck feeling is crazy. It's crazy. Wait. Let me get my buttons right here.
No, you're
right?
You're missing your air
That's
horn
the
there,
stuck
son.
one. Oh, let's go.
Fix your hair, son.
Thank you, son. You know, I gotta look good for the people.
Come on, son.
I'm
All right.
I gotta be presentable. Okay, so I'm gonna ask some, fundamental questions, but I hope it just draws out a good conversation. Maybe you want to return the question,
Okay.
so this is more of a open conversation. We usually, in this biz, we usually use this lingo.
Yeah.
What attracted you to the element of DJing versus everything? Did you try MCing?
Yeah, I can't rap for shit.
You tried though.
Yes.
Oh wow.
I mean, well, I'll say this. And Rocka always shout outs to Rocka from Dial People.
Shout out to Rocka. Shout out to Rocka.
Yeah, Rocka is also Rock City Crew.
Yes.
So,
Was he crossed off on the list as well?
I don't know. He's
Oh, we got to get to HR, man. That ain't cool, man. But go ahead.
So Rocka would even say this is like, because I did it. The only time there's 2 songs I only rapped on.
I said a hip hop, a hip. He did the soundtrack for Gone with the Wind. Clark Gable spitting bars. Go ahead.
All right, son. All right. No, so I mean, I try to rap, and I mean, I did for shit and giggles, but then I realized that's
You didn't like it?
I mean, because I'm a shy cat, so I stutter a lot, even
Right.
to this day and stuff. I mean, so you have to have confidence,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh yes.
And I prefer like to be behind the scenes or behind the turntables. But I try to rap a little bit. Man, the closest now I was just like ho, say ho.
Right.
Like that. But like I would try to freestyle here and there. But Rocka would come and like, man, what's up with that demo that you?
So you have a demo.
I mean, I don't know where it is now. But
Stop! You're lying.
It was a demo with Rocka.
He's lying.
Rocka, Zulu Gremlin, and myself.
I have to have that demo.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to see some. I want to see some fire emojis telling Rhettmatic to give me that demo.
Hey, where's the check? Come on, man.
I could put you back on Rocksteady. Just give me the demo.
Formerly.
Oh my god.
So I mean, so
all right. So no MCing. So did you have a break?
I popped. So
oh wow. Okay.
So I was before I got into DJing, I was more like a graph artist and popper.
So you did graffiti like seriously?
Yes. So I mean, my first love was drawing. So
oh wow! I didn't even know you could draw.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I used to draw and stuff, and that's why I got into graffiti and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
Shouts to NASA crew. That's my graph crew. They're still
salute to NASA crew for sure.
So, but like, I mean, I still tag. I can do fill-ins, but I honestly, I kind of lost the love for it in terms of art-wise because I was going to school for art.
Right.
But at the time, it's like I was trying to do more graphic arts and stuff, but then it's like it became more work than became
right.
At least during that time and stuff like that. It says, look at the fire in the chat.
Look at all the fire. Everybody wants you to give me the fucking demo, son. I opened up a can of worms. Yeah.
You ain't getting none.
Yo, that's the live from the lab crew right there, showing support, son.
So,
I tell you what, you give me that demo, I'll play the whole CNC Music Factory single on the air, and I'll learn the rhyme again.
Come, baby, come, baby,
oh,
come.
no, that's not the song, man. That's my homie K7. Shout out to K7, baby.
My bad. I thought it was you and Freddie Williams. And
no, that's good. Helluva.
Don't worry.
We'll get to that in a second.
All right. So, but no. So I mean, that was my first love, and then popping too as well, because popping and locking is a Cali thing. So that's the first. And then when we went, a lot of us, when we first saw breaking, it was either Style Wars, Wild Style. There's a TV show called That's Incredible.
Oh my God, son!
So we saw the Floor Masters, which of course came to New York City.
Yes.
Breakers. There's another show called Real People.
I don't remember that one.
So it was like it's
kind of like the same thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, kind of like That's Incredible. It's
like a display of somebody's talent type thing.
It was like, and they showed the dynamic breakers.
Oh wow!
Yeah, or rockers,
yeah,
or whatever, like that. So I mean, that's in terms of like how breaking came in introduction. I mean, that, and then of course Buffalo Gals.
Yes.
So
to me, I it's good that you. I want to do a little side note.
Right.
I feel now that video in particular is one of the most important hip hop videos ever filmed.
Totally.
People don't get it. Like, if you get a chance after the show, look up Malcolm McLaren, Buffalo Gals. And the reason why I'm telling people to watch that is, and it's good that you mentioned that, is because whoever filmed that video captured New York hip hop at the way they captured it in the video.
The whole culture.
It's the whole culture in 3 to 4 minutes. And it's real, and it's not choreographed. It's not like some polished label thing. It's just Malcolm McLaren coming to New York and getting a camera guy, and they're just filming Rocksteady and graffiti and just pieces of New York at the time. It's just real. It's one of the most authentic hip hop videos you need to see. Buffalo. It's old. It's from like 83, 84. But they captured everything. We'll get to that in a second. I see that question.
So, but so you got to remember. So when you talk about the West Coast, LA in general, like we were behind in terms of hip hop and the culture.
Yeah.
I mean, popping was already in the mix.
Soul Train,
like because of Soul Train and stuff, like popping and locking, because you got the lockers and you got the electric boogaloos and stuff. So,
and What's Happening, I feel like What's Happening helped out a lot.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, but like, I mean, of course, when breaking comes in, like all the show, and of course, Flashdance.
Yes, so, that was more breaking though. I think.
But you have to understand, like when breaking came, that the culture of New York and all that stuff, it came in waves. Like we when it started coming to LA and stuff, we were just like the same thing. What is this? And
right,
stuff like that.
Right.
So we're maybe a couple of years behind. Planet Rock. We didn't. Of course, we know about Rapper's Delight, but we didn't know. You didn't
know the extent of it.
Right. Exactly. And then when like Planet Rock, I remember again when the first time hearing Planet Rock, I was in junior high, and cats were popping the Planet Rock.
Right. Which I don't. You know what? I don't. Well, I'm a little too young to remember. I'm sure that they would break it. Well, when you look at the video, they're popping and they're doing moves and stuff.
But you see that at the time, I would just remember popping and then breaking. Kind of like I was like, "What's this?" So it's like, for us, it's like it seemed like it
went together.
Kind of went together.
Yeah.
Especially now, and of course, learning about more of the history of hip hop. There was this book called the Illustrated History of Hip Hop by Stephen Hager.
Listen to the man right now. This man is educating y'all. This is one of the reasons why I brought Rhett on, because, and Rhett doesn't know this. Rhett, since I moved to LA and got to hang out with Rhett, what I found fascinating about him is he has like a file cabinet in his brain.
I'm a nerd.
And he just remembers things about hip hop that are so detailed that I'm fascinated about it. And of course, coming from New York, I'm getting to learn more and more about what LA was seeing, because we didn't know. We just got dribs and drabs of it, you know.
Right.
So you educated me on a lot of stuff. But go ahead, continue.
I mean, but that book was that's a Bible, like,
Yes.
right? You know, because that's how we learn about phase 2. You know that in the back, if you look in the back, there's the evolution of phase 2. There's flyers. You talk, of course, when that book came out, of course, Wildstar came out around that time, and then also Herbie Hancock Rocket, Grand Mixer DST.
Yes.
You know, because when a lot of us saw. Of course, we heard Buffalo Gals, but seeing Herbie Hancock on Saturday Night Live with Grand Mixer TZ,
God,
you know,
dude.
just certain things that for us, we got late. You guys were experiencing it already, but it's like for us, you know, so it's just like, what is this? So just to see things in real time, and we didn't even know it was called hip hop until that book came out.
And what's crazy is when hip hop, when I saw it as a kid, it didn't have the name yet.
Right.
So it was just, I remember one time, and I told Crazy Legs this, one of the earlier times that I seen b-boying, like physically, like looking at it, like watching a kid do it, he called it just rocking. He didn't even say breaking or b-boying. Or he was like, yo, actually, this is what he said. Right. I'm jamming. And so and he went down and he did like a helicopter joint, and he did like a little top.
It totally makes sense, because
nobody had a title for
it. Right. You know, because I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be off. Obviously, Cowboy from the Furious 5 labeled it turn hip hop, but they didn't. The first quote unquote hip hop tour was the Wild Style tour that went to Japan, right? Was the, you know, this?
I think was it the Wild Style tour?
But because because Rocksteady, DST. I want to say Don
Cold Crush,
right. So I mean, when they went overseas, that's when, you know, or was it? And then I think there was an article too that Africa Bambaataa was like saying this is, you know, he mentions
the whole culture,
cultural thing. But I mean, doing some research, I kind of found it. But again, the Illustrated History of Hip Hop, that book was like, if you guys can find it, you can probably get it on
I wonder
eBay.
if it's an expensive book at this point. I know there's like 1 or 2 hip hop books that are very expensive right now.
I'm sure it's pretty expensive and stuff like that. But if you get the, you know, like, I got to look for that book in I have it and stuff. But that book to us was just, that was the Bible. Like, seriously, like, you know, just, that's how I learned about, like, you know, from Grandmaster Flash, even about Pete DJ Jones, about like, you know, like it took the, you know, it broke down everything in terms of like about like Bam talking about Zulu Nation, Kool Herc, Flash, and then talk about phase 2, talking about the flyers. They show the flyers, of course, the break, you know, with the breaking and stuff, you know, like that was like, oh,
you know what's crazy? I'm listening to you say this, and what's bizarre about myself and Rhett is that we have a lot of parallels, and 2 things that add to like a lot of other things that are like part of our royal blood is that we're both Zulu members and we're both Rocksteady heads. And so that, to me, like, I trip out on that because he's way in the West, I'm way in the East, and there's it's so weird how hip hop makes these weird wirings and connections, and you think about it, it's like, wow, that's amazing, man. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, just even like, you know, I'm sure the same thing too. It's like, oh shit, I'm down with Rocksteady crew.
Yeah, it was for me, it was bizarre, like, because I don't know who I don't know in the dance world who was the Crazy Legs in LA.
Well, so
would that be Taco? Would that be,
well, in terms of popping, of course you got Boogaloo Shrimp,
right?
Poppin' Taco. There was a
Skeeter
Rabbit, Poppin' Pete.
Yeah.
But in terms of breaking, you know, there was breakers and stuff. And I was able to do a little research and stuff, and some people might correct me wrong, but I do know that Ozrock was the one that when he moved to LA, he brought the authentic style, because everybody was breaking, but it wasn't like breaking until
it was breaking from watching from a distance,
right?
Yeah,
but until Ozrock moved to LA, and I know Ozrock is you know, connected from the East Coast,
right?
Because, like, you know, depending, I'm sure, you know, Legs might say something or like this and that. I know Ozrock was like kind of down with Rocksteady and Dynamic Breakers at one point. He learned from them and then moved to LA. He taught a lot. Spreading it. Right. That's how, like, honestly, and of course, Rocksteady would come to LA and stuff like that, because Ozrock would also bring out Karaoke and Buck 4.
Wow. I think Legs might have photos of that, man. That's crazy.
So there's a video out there of like, so you were talking about like Orko, right? Orko was
Yes.
done with
Air Force
Crew.
Yep.
There's a video of Orko, Ozrock, Buck 4, and Kiriaki performing in Vegas, and that was so yeah. So
Wait, there we go.
so ironically, so there's a documentary here in LA. I mean, an LA version of Style Wars called Breaking and Entering.
I didn't even know that this existed until you brought it up.
Right.
This is crazy.
So this is like you'll see like Ice-T rapping, right? You'll see Egyptian Lover and the Gloved DJing and stuff. You'll see Boogaloo Shrimp, Pop and Taco, Shabadoo, Lollipop. You'll see the Booyah Tribe when they were known as the Blue City Crew. They were dope poppers.
Right.
You'll see Heckle and Jekyll. You will see Ozrock in there like that. So
wow.
So yeah. So Ozrock was the one that brought New York style breaking to LA.
Listening to you say all of this, you know what I'm curious about? Because I can answer for myself.
Right.
Do you have a favorite era of hip hop? For me, it's the crack era.
Which is late 80s?
Yeah, that's like, KRS, Rakim, Cool G Rap, Bismarck, Kane, Super Lover, C. Casanova, the whole.
That's definitely.
That's my favorite.
Damn. I can't say because everything.
No, I love it all,
right.
But that, for some reason, just has a more hold on my heart.
You know what? Yeah, because when I got more older, I definitely was like, like Rakim, obviously.
Yeah,
like,
Rakim.
I mean, because Run DMC was big too.
Oh, of course,
right,
bro.
Right, like
they influenced all of us.
Dude, I mean, Uncle Jam's Army was the first one to bring Run DMC out here.
Wow. Now, explain to the people Uncle Jam's Army.
So Uncle Jam's Armies is a dance promotion company. They're also a DJ crew, right? So Egyptian Lover was part of that crew. The leader was Roger Clayton, rest in peace. He was kind of like, I want to say, kind of like our Cool Herc in some ways.
Oh wow!
Right?
Okay.
Because I mean, Uncle Jam's Army, and there was also the World Class Wrecking Crew. So
yes,
so
I know that name.
But Uncle Jam's Army were the ones who were throwing jams. They were throwing parties at the LA Sports Arena.
Wow!
Right. So they were doing and
hip hop parties or just parties in general.
They were doing like they were doing hip hop parties, but it was like people were also they were playing. So you have to understand
early hip hop. We were playing everything, bro.
Yeah, they were playing. Well, so because the West Coast they love funk,
right?
So they would always also
Parliament,
Parliament, Prince, Michael Jackson, whatever, anything fast. So
anything you could dance to,
right? So they were doing. I'm sure the same thing back in New York.
Yeah,
cats were doing the freak.
Yeah, they would play. That's the thing that people don't know about early hip hop. Early hip hop, they would play anything that was just dope. So, like for instance, the other day somebody posted something about the band Rush.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote in the comments, most people don't know that Tom Sawyer from Rush was a breakbeat that breakers used to break to in during the early days of hip hop. And like I got a lot of likes for that because a lot of Rush fans are not aware of that, that how that song was played. Like,
dude, when you see someone like Mixmaster Mike or a Qbert doing breaks on Rush,
so it's nuts, man.
Yeah. So I mean, so Uncle Jam's Army, again, Egyptian Lover was a DJ, was part of Uncle Jam's Army.
Salute to Egyptian Lover, by the way.
So and then same thing with DJ Bobcat.
Yeah. Oh, salute.
DJ Pooh. DJ
Oh
Pooh.
my God.
Battle Cat was part of Uncle Jam's Army, right? So
these are all like iconic.
Right.
Wow.
So and then Ice-T was also like would go to Uncle Jam's Army and stuff like that, right? So they would throw parties and stuff. They were the ones to first bring out like Run DMC to like acts. They brought Houdini. They brought like all the acts and stuff.
Didn't you just tell me that you got to see what was it, the Def?
Oh yeah, the 1987 Def Jam tour. That was my first ever concert at the LA Sports Arena.
Wow.
LL Cool J, Houdini, Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh Crew, Eric B. and Rakim, and openers Stetsasonic and Public Enemy. Yeah.
That's like, yeah, everybody's dope. Like there's no fail. You can't go to the bathroom, bro. You're gonna have to watch the entire concert. Like there's no beer run. There's nothing. You watching everything that's on stage. Like everybody he just named.
It was, dude, it's crazy because I remember Setsasonic because they just came out with On Fire. I was like,
wow.
oh, that's Setsasonic. And then Public Enemy just dropped Yo Bummer's the Show. But it was like they would play Public Enemy number one. Not Public Enemy, it was Time Bomb. They would play Time Bomb on K-Day.
Wow.
That's how I know about Public Enemies because the Time Bomb. I was like, what is this? You go, ooh, jump on my car.
Yeah, that's when Chuck's rhymes were kind of like mixed with old school and maybe some, you know.
Because when Rebel Without a Pause broke out, they played it on K-Day, dude. That was the craze.
That played everywhere, and it's dope to hear you say that because it kind of like it confirms what I thought. Like I was having a discussion with Destroy, one of the arsonists, one of my arsonist brothers, and we were talking about Kendrick Lamar and They Not Like Us, right? And he was talking about the impact, and I was like, I had to remind him when the Bridge Is Over hit, when KRS did the Bridge Is Over, and how the shit was like a meteor, and he didn't fully get it, and I was like, it was so impactful that MC Ren all the way in LA took the Bridge Is Over instrumental and re-rapped over it for his solo album. That just goes to show you how much of an impact the song had.
Well,
you know
look,
what I mean?
Just to sideline that, you gotta understand, like everybody loved BDP, KRS-One,
there we go.
Public Enemy, and stuff like that. You gotta understand too. Also, like, dude, all the gangsters love BDP. Oh, dude.
Because it was some gangster shit they were doing.
I mean, there was some gangster shit, but it was like, but they're all
it was real street shit. That's what.
But the thing is that you see cats with Jerry curls, but bomber jackets and stuff like that.
So dope.
So it's like, they, I mean, they love. Q would talk about like, yeah, they love like, obviously his favorite rappers were Melly Mel and Run DMC, and of course, Rakim and Cool J. And it's like, anything crack era per se. All the gangster, they loved it. You talk to
that was that street shit, man.
Yeah, you would hear MC8 talking about he loves like Rakim. He loves, like, yeah.
See, and see when I hear that, it's not that I get East Coast pride. It's more like because for me, NWA when Ice Cube. Somebody asked me recently, NWA or they asked me something about NWA, and I was like, I loved NWA, but Ice Cube solo shit, I was stuck. I was like, yo.
He was obviously on a mission.
He was killing the game.
Because America's Most Wanted was originally, he originally wanted Dre to produce it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so when it, but obviously when
the beef
and stuff like that, then, he went to
Bomb Squad, baby.
He originally was looking for Sam Server.
Sam Server's son.
Yo, but they could.
Oh my God.
So, but then he and in a recent interview, I saw Cube talking about like how he asked Chuck for advice and stuff. What should I do? And then of course Chuck talked about like he put him on Burn Hollywood Burn to show him like he saw a solo. But then I guess what made the Bomb Squad said that took over is that. I guess someone, I don't know if it's Dre or Easy or something. He said something like, "Oh man, you're gonna fail" or something like that. You're gonna fuck up, and that's and then that's how then
the can't do that.
And then the Bomb Squad said, "Fuck that, we're gonna help." With the Bomb Squad and Sir Jinx, that's when they made right because so Gangster's Fairy Tale on America's Most Wanted, right? That was supposed to be for Easy.
Wow. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what you're hearing right now? Like, if I'm stumped, this is crazy. I'm sure some of you know this, but I didn't know that.
If you listen to like, Little Boys and Girls, you don't know me. Come story about that.
Yeah, I know that song.
Right, but it's supposed to be come a story about Easy E. It was supposed to be.
Wow. That's why it's such an off song in a sense compared to everything else that's going on in the album. That's crazy. Wow. What excuse me, what was on there? Let me see.
High Rise.
High Rise. Let me see where you I gotta scroll on you. Let me Hey, yo, Stutters, how do I scroll on this screen? I don't know how to scroll on this.
It's called AGE.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You have AGE.
No, man. There's so much shit going on here. I got to find homie's thing. Let me see.
Can we get his Adidas with Razkaz on Spotify? I am the wrong person to talk to. You got to talk to Razkaz.
Yeah, Razkaz definitely marches to his own drum, bro. I met that guy on a couple of occasions. That guy moves to his own.
Yeah, no.
He moves his own way.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to keep on talking, but I wanted to just pause for a second and just let you know one of the other reasons why I have Rhett on the show today as my first official guest. I never had guests on the show. And that's because, and I've announced this a couple of times, but now that I have Rhett here, I'm going to announce it, and I know he's going to probably either have jokes or he's going to get really quiet on me. Myself and Rhettmatic have been working on a brand new album.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about this album, man. And I'm telling you in front of the listeners and stuff. It's like the other day when I was going over the songs in my car, I rolled up to the Beat Junkies Academy, and I told you, man, I just feel like we're making a special hip hop album. I don't want to overhype it. No. It's just that I feel good about the album.
That means a lot because it's crazy how long we've known each other.
Yeah.
And we've never done
nothing.
We've done shows, but we've never did any work.
No.
Any work together. And it was all because of, like, I remember, right?
That's because the Beat Junkies always look too serious. And so it intimidated me.
Whatever, dude. Look, this guy here, like,
yo,
wait, Arson is a wild, son. Yo, son.
Arsonist is wild. Arsonist is wild, but the Beat Junkies, they look like gangsters, son.
Oh, the questions are... Oh, here we go. So what are your thoughts on the graffiti on a high rise?
What do you think about that building that's covered in graffiti in downtown LA? I personally think it's I never thought in my life I'd ever seen anything like that. That's insane.
Just as for graffiti art, that's dope.
That's insanely crazy. Yeah.
I mean, of course, like you're being that it's abandoned because of all the crazy, politics. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother can of worms.
Right.
But just in terms of just seeing so much
an
art,
entire building covered in graffiti.
That's like unheard of.
Yeah, none of us ever. I mean, growing up in New York and constantly seeing trains covered in graffiti, we were numb to that.
Right.
But fast forwarding
for LA, it's like the culture is, in terms of graffiti, is different than New York and stuff like that. So just even to see that in itself is crazy. It's insane.
Yeah. People don't get it. Like, that's something you don't expect, because when you just think of the common sense thought that's a building. Right. That's owned by a billionaire.
Right.
And it's in the middle of LA. That's an office building.
Right.
Nobody is thinking, hey, let's bomb an entire skyscraper. So for them graph heads, that's the most courageous shit I've ever seen.
No, man, it's crazy because those buildings were abandoned for a hot minute.
That's insane.
So they just like, fuck it.
It's just a box of money just sitting there.
I just like, man. Yep. No, but it's dope. It's dope.
It is dope.
Yeah.
It is dope. I actually did like a little short of me rapping, and I have the building behind me just slowly.
Oh, you were looking up at the building and rapping? Is that what it is?
No, I just put it behind me.
You don't have to lie to kick it,
when I first saw it, I was like, what? Like, it was insane to see, man.
Oh, man. But yeah.
Do you have in your mind, is there one or maybe five or a few flawless hip hop albums? For me, it's obviously Boogie Down Productions' Criminal Minded.
Okay.
Nas's Illmatic. The Jizz's Liquid Swords. I gotta think. Rakim's Follow the Leader.
Ooh.
People usually go to Paid in Full. I love Paid in Full.
Now Follow
the Leader is crazy.
That's a good argument right there. Because it's like all the classics is on that, but Follow the Leader album was like he went. He
elevated his game.
Yeah.
He was in, like, Paid in Full. What people don't get about Paid in Full, this is to me why that album is special, is because he wrote it when he was 17, which is insane.
Well, that's the craziest thing, because when Eric B is president, when they were playing down on K-Day, everybody, obviously we're late, but everybody's whopping to Eric B's president,
yes.
right? But just the fact that they're like, they talk about that, and they talk about my melody. I took, of course, everyone's talking about. I took
check out, my melody. Yes,
I take 7 MCs, and they're like,
yeah.
Obviously, Rakim broke the.
He's a jazz musician,
right. But and then to think of course, how he put these words together and what it's just like. I know you got soul. It's like, even though it's a simple, it's like not simple, but it's like a dance song. But the way he writes it, it's like, yo, the way it's crazy how he think of the concepts.
I mean, for me, when I heard it and I started writing my little raps shortly after,
because here, okay,
I wasn't gonna show anybody my raps after listening to Rakim, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got Cool J. We got Cool J too, because we love Cool J too.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
But when Rakim came out, it was like,
he quieted all of that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
People don't get, like, Rakim silenced everything before him for a second, because all of us were just scratching our heads like, when did this alien land?
Right.
Like, it was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, that's how impactful Rakim was. But to me, Follow the Leader.
But you said follow the leader. Yes, that's a good argument, because I would say Paid in Full. But then when you said that, and when I think about it, everything like Lyrics of Fury.
Oh my God!
Like,
Microphone Fiend.
Yeah.
Come on, son. That song still comes on, and my attitude just shifts.
Yeah. But in terms of, it's kind of hard to say which would be my.
Because I'm always interested with DJs, because with DJs, you guys listen to this shit way more than I would.
Right.
So I'm always like, do DJs actually sit and listen to albums, or do they just like?
But it depends.
I know that's an ignorant statement, but it just feels like, because you guys listen to everything 10 times more than the average listener, it's like, how why would they even listen to an album?
I don't. So, man, kind of hard. It's like picking. It's like you can't pick your favorite kid. It's like, like,
yes, you can.
in your case, yeah. But I don't know, man. It's like, well, I mean, there's nothing in order I can say, but I mean, at least I put in there America's Most Wanted.
America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate.
Yeah,
both of those.
I mean, that's a tie and stuff. But I mean,
you know what's crazy for De La Soul? You know what's my favorite De La Soul album?
What?
I know people are gonna get mad. Balloon Mind State.
I'm not mad at that.
I think that album is fucking perfect.
Actually, damn.
I love the first two. I do.
3 Feet in High. Well, because I remember when 3 Feet in High Rising came out. Like, they would play Plug Tune
oh my God,
all the time
over
on K-Day, and then we'd play Jennifer O. Jenny.
Yes.
They would play
Potholes.
They would play Potholes. Oh, dude, they would play that. So it's like, I like to. Say?
I'm throwing them for a loop, son. That's it.
I mean, yeah, I'm throwing it out. I ain't saying nothing. They're like,
Yes. Wait, let me go here. First of all, Felix Toro pointed it out. We're talking about Rakim, and he said, and then you opened up. I opened up for Rakim in the House of Blues, and the reason why I bring that story up is that the person right there, Felix Toro, that's my brother. So he was DJing for me. He DJed for me a couple of times. Oh, he's not a DJ per se,
but he just played.
He knew. Let me put the instrumental on for Q so he could do his thing.
Right.
So what's funny about Felix is that he knows the scene, but he doesn't know it like the way we're talking. He doesn't know it like that. Right. So we're opening up for Rakim, and it's us. I think it was Styles P.
Oh, wow.
And then Rakim, I think.
Damn.
And so when we finish our set, you know how it is backstage. Right. Each artist has their own room.
Right.
So when I was finished, when you're the opener and you're finished, they yank your room for you normally, right? They normally just say, all right, you're finished with taking your room.
Right.
They'll give it to somebody else. So I think I had Rakim's room before Rakim arrived.
Ooh.
So when we finished our set, my room was yanked. I understood that.
Because he ain't no joke.
Right. He ain't no joke. And, you know, you got to follow the leader because he's a fiend for the microphone. And
don't sweat the technique.
And I didn't get anything. He was paid in full.
There you go.
And so, so Felix wasn't paying attention. He thought that I still had the room.
Right.
He went in there and used the bathroom.
Ooh.
And as he was in the bathroom, the room filled up with Ra and his entourage. And so
I hope he wasn't doing number 2.
Nah, I don't remember. I don't remember if he was doing number 2, but I wish he was. So, so he comes out to the bathroom after washing his hands, and the whole room is full of Ra and his entourage, and he's confused. He's just standing there like, who the fuck are all these people? Oh. And I think he stands there and he's standing next to Rakim.
Oh, damn.
And he's like, hey, how's it going?
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? What's going on?
Don't mind me, man. Oh, damn.
Another crazy fact about my resume is that before I did that show, while I was in the Arsonist, years before that show, I get a call. Crazy Legs used to throw curveballs at me all the time. He calls me up and he goes, yo, now I premise this.
Right.
I was never put down, the misconception, I was never put down in Rocksteady to break. I'm not a breaker.
I figure you put down Rocksteady as that MC.
Yeah, I was an MC.
Yeah.
But the misconception a lot of times that people think.
Because you were breaking on.
I would break, but I was never, ever on the level of, you know,
you did
any of them.
You did the up rocks.
I know how to do a little something, but not, you know, the way these guys got down.
Right,
you know?
right, of course.
I loved my body. I wanted to be able to walk.
You still be able to do AGE stuff.
Right, exactly. I want to be able to, you know, get my steps in.
Right.
Gotta get my steps in gotta burn some calories.
Yes, of course.
So anyway, Crazy Legs calls me and he's like, yo, there's a video shoot happening. I need you to go represent. I'm like, word. I don't ask him any questions. I show up.
Right.
And you know what it was?
Ooh.
Malcolm McLaren's remix of Buffalo Gals featuring Rakim.
Oh, snap.
So I'm dancing in that. I'm breaking in that video with an Arsonist basketball jersey on.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right? Crazy detail. Way before I opened up for Rakim.
I mean, we can talk about you, you know, on the Gangstar Skills album.
Oh, Files. Yes, that's another one. Yeah. And I did a little short about this. I'm sure I'm gonna have to revisit this because it's not because it's me, but it is fascinating. Like, at one point, I was doing this, like, I was moonlighting as a b-boy. It was weird.
You were going around with Bobito.
Yes. That was the Roots video. But in so I'm also I'm up rocking in Gangstar's Skills video. It's me, Crazy Legs, Fable, and I think Wiggles.
Wiggles, okay.
I think. Yeah, I think I'm right about that. Right, if it's not Wiggles, it might be Why Not, but I don't remember. Right. But that's a crazy fact. You never danced in any videos, did you?
No.
Not even Hell of a, right?
Oh, boy, this guy here.
I didn't dance in the CNC video.
Hey, dude. But you had your Caesar haircut.
I did. I did. That's when I had the short hair.
That's it.
Right, where we going, Dodge?
Read some comments.
That's right, Felix. Rakim, guess who's back? Pam, pam, pam. That's Clark, right?
Yeah, Clark Kent. Yeah.
So you never danced in any videos. Have you ever did graffiti for a music video?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously you DJ'd. That's
sure.
That's a shoo-in. And there's no videos of you rapping anywhere on this planet, correct? Come on. Wait a minute. You answered that one a little too quick. I think there is.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to call Rocka.
No.
And I'm going to have to do a deep dive on Rhettmatic's rap career for ladies and gentlemen.
3 out of the 4, folks. 3 out of 4.
3 out of the 4. So for me, I danced in videos and obviously I rapped. And I never DJ'd in I did DJ in a video.
What, Tony Touch?
No. That's funny though. This is crazy.
What?
I did DJ in a video.
What?
Fieldy from Korn, the bass player from Korn, he put out a solo bass album. And
so you were pretending you were Jigga Jigga?
Yes. I actually did cuts on the album. I co-wrote and co-produced that album.
Okay.
And so there's a video. He only did one video for the album. It's called Zibba Zibop.
Not Jigga Jigga, but
no,
Zibba
Zibop. And in that video,
wait, hold on, Zibba. You gotta have to explain what the hell did you? You said you co-wrote.
Yes, I actually titled.
Why did you?
I titled it.
Why did?
Zibba Zibop because.
What are you watching, the Jetsons or something?
Because I was bored as shit. I don't know why I named it Zibba Zibop. It just happened that way. And in the video,
okay,
I'm DJing. I have 2 turntables and I'm
doing the Zibba Zibop.
But I don't think there was any scratches on that song. That's what makes it hilarious.
Because you're doing the Zibba Zibop.
Yeah, I'm doing the Zibba Zibop. That was my application for the Beat Junkies, and it was denied.
Son, take a class, dude.
Take a class. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. No. Wait, we got the wrong. Wrong. I'm doing all the wrong sound effects. Stutters is looking at me like you're fired. There we go. It's the green button, son. It's the green.
Yeah, we call it the Zibba Zibba.
Let me pause for a second. Don't forget, we got the super chats and the super stickers. And if this is your first time checking out the show, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, get the notifications.
He'll give you the Zibba Zibba.
I'll give you the Zibba Zibba for sure. That could sound a certain way, though, right?
I mean, that's on you. Hey, that's on you. Hey,
we got Steven Knuckles, Zibba Zibba. That's right,
hey,
baby.
As the saying goes, better you than me.
Ooh, hey, that's a qunique song right there. Vengeance is mine, son. Don't even trip. Yeah, so I'm DJ. So in all of these videos, I DJ'd in the video, I breaked in the video, and I rapped in the video.
Right.
I never did graffiti in the video.
All right.
But my graph skills are trash. So my son is a dope graph head. I'm not good at graph. I used to tag in New York,
All right.
but
I think everyone tags one way or another.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, but is your
my tag is, I think my tagging is. You ever seen the Rocksteady shirt where it's the silhouette of legs and next to it is a tag that says RSC?
Yeah.
That's me. That's my tag.
That's your claim to fame.
I'm nice, son. I'm the greatest tagger of all time.
Are you sure you didn't trace it and stuff like that?
Oh, it was tagged by numbers, bro.
He put an iron on it and stuff.
Wiggles
like
had his hand on mine going like this. Because Wiggles is nice.
No, really? Wiggles is dope.
Wiggles is nice. Wiggles is a 4-element. Here's a good one. 4-element people. Yes. So Wiggles is one of the few people that I know that's a 4-element guy. His graffiti skills is dope.
Yes.
He could break and pop. He's dope. He can MC and he could DJ. Yes. And he can make beats.
Yes.
Who else do you know like that? I think Zulu Gremlin's like that.
Zulu Gremlin is like that.
He's a 4-element guy.
Yes. Man, I'm trying to think who's all 4 elements.
Well, basically you rapped, you did graffiti, you popped.
I wouldn't call myself a rapper.
No, right. So the same way I can't call myself a 4-element, even though I tagged. I can't never say I'm a graph head. I can't even say I'm a DJ.
Right. I would
never say I'm a
But
B-boy
if you really think about it, like if you came up, you did a little bit of everything.
You did,
but you would find your main thing and stuff like that. So, but I mean, there's only a few people that like high level can do all the the things.
Yes,
so.
Now what I want to do is I want to fast forward to our era.
Right.
So when I say that, thank you, Felix. Thank you. I appreciate the super chats. The super stickers are going on. Question. All right.
I didn't know the idea of the video of 14
years.
Ooh,
thank you. Who was that from? Let me see that. Gorilla. So thank you for the question. 14 years of rap. I'm gonna do a quick history. I don't. You know the song 14 Years of Rap.
Yes.
So that's Nonfiction in the Arson. It's the first and only time we have ever collaborated, even though we've been family for forever. The video. So first of all, the song came about where the Scheme Team dudes. There was a dude named 10K who was already in the circle with Ill Bill and Gore-Tex and Bach. He was like part of the nonfiction extended family. Like these are boys that, you know, came up in the neighborhood. So 10K produced the track for 14 Years of Rap. Then I get the call from Bill, yo, come down to the studio and Jice roll with me. And as soon as we heard the track, we was like, let's make this happen.
Right.
So we do that joint, and then it all of a sudden became like a Ill Bill. Ill Bill has that vision, like he's a sharp dude.
Right.
So it automatically became like Bill was like, oh, we gonna make this shit pop. So there was this director named Nick Rigobudo, and I only remember his name because he ended up directing the only arsonist video on the planet, which is Pyromaniacs and Backdraft.
Okay.
So Bill comes up with the whole idea of graffiti rock, taking the graffiti rock idea and making it ours. Okay. Because, you know, on Graffiti Rock, Run DMC battled the Treacherous Three. Right. Thank you, Fly Like Dove. Dove, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, shout out to Dove.
Shout out to Dove. Dove, the queen.
I haven't talked to Dove in a minute.
Dove is the reason why we here right now, son. When she saw all my wiring, she was like, listen, Q, get on that live shit. And Dove is no joke. She ain't for the weak. She ain't for the weak. Dove comes through like a G, like, yo, what the fuck? And you're like, oh, I better get my affairs in order here.
Right. New peeps.
Mini hip to chaos. Hyptocosis and Mars One. Sorry if I fucked up your name. I mean no disrespect. Thank you. Let me get my binoculars on. Yeah, my eyesight is definitely different from yours. But Dove is the shit. I love Dove, and she. Well, I've always seen Dove in the scene. Like she was there for our era and the Rocksteady anniversaries, but her skill set is crazy for what she does. Ladies, if you are up and coming artist and you want to invest in yourself, you get at Dove for this whole, like, I'm saying it in a slang way, Dove, so excuse me if it sounds slangy, but you want to get at Dove for all the YouTube shit, all the other shit that's going on, DSPs and all. She's going to direct you. She's going to make your shit dope. So if you want some up and coming shit, or you just want to get on some get your YouTube shit right, hit up Dove. Hit up Dove. I'm telling you. As
Q said, yes, son.
Yeah, son. You know, this ain't no fucking Dove is no joke. So
yeah, back to your 14 years.
So 14 years of rap. I'm like a cat with a laser pointer sometimes. Yeah. So thank you for that. See, this is why I need you here today, baby. So 14 years of rap. So Bill comes up with the whole idea. We're gonna do graffiti rock, arsonist versus nonfiction, and all of that. And then it just turned into this, like, it was our Buffalo Gals in a sense, because if you scan the video,
right,
all of the New York, not all, but a lot of New York underground, like, legends are like Necro's in there and Bad Seed and Pumpkinhead and the Plague, and there's a lot, Block McCloud, like a lot of Rocksteadies in the video, and Bobbito's in the video, DJ, you know, nonfiction, arson, like, it's crammed with like royalty from that era.
Right.
And that song just like did good for both crews. Like, people loved the video. They loved it. It's not on the level of, but it was our scenario.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
so,
in terms of like independent.
Yes.
Era.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a dope, it was like the perfect storm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, let's get into our era.
Right.
You know, we already spoke about being students and all of that, and the whole obligatory, what's your favorite album and all, and that's cool. What came first, Beat Junkies or Visionaries?
Beat Junkies.
There we go.
So Beat Junkies was in 1992. Visionaries was like 94, 95.
Who are the first Beat Junkies?
So, you know, this has been mentioned many times in interviews, but J-Rock.
Hey, we doing it on Live from the Lab, so it's different.
So if everybody knows, J Rock is the founder and the president of the crew. We call his nickname is the Funky President. That's why.
He's the best,
Right.
man.
So he's like, reason why we call him Funky President, named it after the song Funky President
Yes,
James
sir.
Brown, because he's funky and he's the president.
Yes, sir.
So Jay is the founder. The OG members obviously is Jay, DJ Curse, myself, Melody, and then eventually we had Icy Ice, DJ Icy Ice, and his sister Symphony. So we had a female member in our group.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you mention Babs?
Well, so
okay. I'm sorry.
DJ What, and then we had DJ Havoc, and then we also had D Styles and Shortcut, who were also members of the Invisible Scratch Pickles.
Wow.
But they were beat junkies before they were Scratch Pickles.
History, son.
So, and then Tommy Gunn, who was also at one point our manager and was working at Loud Records, and then went to Raucous Records. He was the one to kind of facilitate to have this sound bombing too.
Wow.
So,
Jeez.
So and then the last members were actually Babu and Mr. Chalk.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you're talking about some of the greatest DJs. Not forget the coast shit.
The checks in the mail.
Forget the coast shit. These are some of the greatest hip hop DJs to walk the planet. And I'm not diminishing anybody else's legacy. We know all the great DJs from Flash and Bam and Grand Wizard Theodore all the way down to Cash Money
right.
but the Beat Junkies, man, like that's.
I mean, it's crazy to even think about this. Obviously, the Invisible Scratch Pickles, X-Men / Executioners, and the Junkies are like the three pillars of turntablism. Like
so crazy, man.
The golden era.
That golden era, yeah.
Because it's like you have to think around like maybe 89, 90, 91, quote unquote DJing kind of played out.
Yes.
Even though were battles, but it was like it focused more on the MC and the rappers and stuff like that. And so DJing kind of went underground and stuff. So it's interesting that like for the Junkies, over here there was the mobile DJ scene. You might have heard about it. It was also happening in San Francisco, at least on the West Coast. There's a mobile DJ crew. You had your own mobile DJ crew. You did parties and house parties, and then we were all from different mobile DJ crews. And then eventually, as the Junkies got together, because people stopped DJing, and then even to say like, "Oh man, you still scratch and all that stuff,"
Wow.
Right. So it's the same. That happened. Like, so all of us that were from different mobile DJ crews, we all hanged out because
yes,
because we still like to cut it up, whatnot.
Like-minded people.
Right. So it's the same thing. What happened with the Pickles when they were known as before even Rocksteady DJs, they were known as there were a couple of names. They were known as the Shadow. They were known as they were part of a group called FM20. They were also
oh shit.
FM20, right?
FM20.
Right.
Can I ask a quick question though? What obviously everything you're connecting is more West Coast based.
Yes.
But did you guys link? Cause Dub mentioned it, and I agree. X-Men are just you just gotta give it to the X-Men as well.
Of course.
But did you guys link with them as well?
So the craziest thing how we heard about the X-Men is because so this goes back to the Rocksteady.
Yes.
So like when I became Rocksteady, I joined up as a DJ, and technically at the time is like, for DJs we had to go. Of course, for Rocksteady history is if you want to be joining a Rocksteady crew, you had to battle whoever, right? So this is when Q, Mike, and Apollo just won the
Qbert, not me. Go ahead.
Qbert. I know. Sorry. Q1, Q2. I don't know.
Exactly.
So that's how that's how I met Qbert, Mike, and Apollo through the Rocksteady crew. They were starting the LA chapter, and we all met at a place called the Hip Hop Shop over. It was off the Melrose.
Ooh, I remember. Was that what's homie's name?
Hex.
Yes.
So for Rocksteady DJs LA, there was Rob One, rest in peace. G Wiz, myself. We were like, we were holding down as the Rocksteady DJs for LA and stuff.
Nice.
And of course, that's how we met. That's how I met Qbert, Mike, and Apollo and stuff like that. First it was like, like, so you got a battle? Like, what do you mean I got a battle? Fuck that. Like that. And then eventually, like, became friends. And then they would like, I remember just like, seeing tapes. They would give tapes to G Wiz because G Wiz was tight with Qbert and stuff. And he said, "You heard about the X-Men?" I said, "X-Men?" And then of course he had tapes of them from the seminar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh, okay. So that's how, obviously, because of Qbert winning DMCs, that's how he met them like that.
Right.
So and there's always a grapevine, like, about people from from Frisco and from the Bay Area and LA. So there's always, so I always knew about Qbert and Mike and Apollo and stuff like that, but even before they were the Rocksteady DJs.
Right.
That. So we heard that's how we kind of know about the X-Men and stuff like that.
That's dope.
So eventually, obviously, because the battles, because their seminar battles, their DMC battles, they were hard to get. I mean, DMCs was one thing you can buy. They were selling them, but the seminar battles, they were hard to find. Yeah, they were very hard to find. There was nothing officially. If you get a bootleg of a bootleg of a bootleg and stuff like that. So Qbert would always, Shortcut talks about this. He in Frisco, he would sell tapes, VH tapes. So
wow.
And of course, if you're lucky, you get a dub of a dub of a dub,
right,
like that. So fast forward.
You have any of these on file?
Yes, I do. So
guy got an archive. So go ahead.
So I mean, I remember, like, different times. Obviously, like Short knew the X-Men already, because he was in the seminar battles.
Right.
It was like 94 or 95 for USA DMC, and it was the first time. I think it was 90. I think it was 94. Was it 95? I think 95. It was the first time it happened in San Francisco, right? Babu was in it, Melody was in it, Sinister was in it. This is the one that oh my gosh, I am drawing a blank. It'll come back to me.
Oh, it's all good.
Right. But it was also the first time that the Pickles, the Junkies, and X-Men were
all together on the same bill.
Not even the bill, just in the house, right?
Wow.
Because the night before, and all the Turntablist geeks would know this history. It was the first time, like the night before DMC USA, there was a secret jam session with the Pickles, the X-Men, and the Junkies all in one room.
Did anybody film this?
There was film.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Like,
you hear this, ladies and gentlemen, man?
There's some footage that kind of leaked this up. This is also where Qbert debuted with all of us. And it wasn't even public. It debuted the Crab.
This, ladies and gentlemen, what you're hearing right now, this is history that isn't even in the books, I don't think.
Like, I mean, well, there's a picture. Like, if I remember, I don't know if it's on the Go magazine.
Yeah. Oh wow, I have a couple of those.
Right, and then I want to, and I want to say, like Neil Armstrong was at the time was writing.
Neil Armstrong used to DJ for the Arsonist.
That's right.
Aha!
That's right. So Neil would also write, would do some articles, and and there's it's out there. There's a picture of us, of all three crews in the warehouse. Just a group picture, but there's no footage. And maybe there's one or two footage you might have seen on Battle Sounds. The documentary that John Carluccio.
Yes.
So there's some footage of like you see, some of us getting down and stuff. I want to say John Carluccio was there too, and I think he has footage of that too.
Wow.
So yeah, so that was the first time ever in the history that all the three major crews were in one place.
What an amazing I'm gonna have to get these buttons oiled. What an amazing. Now, Visionaries.
Right.
How does that happen?
So Key Cool. So
shout out to Key Cool. And by the way, rest in peace, DJ Rock Raider.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes.
As well.
Yes. So here's the thing. I mean, and I'm sure you can attest to this and stuff like that. So on the West Coast, I don't know about the East Coast because I didn't really hear anything, but in the West Coast, especially when you're talking about LA and the Bay Area, Asian Americans have been very active in the culture of hip hop.
Yes,
so,
that I knew about the West Coast
right,
for sure.
Right.
Yes.
So it was but the thing is like, so about there was DJs, there were dancers, and there were graph artists,
heads,
right?
Yeah.
But there were not really MCs.
No.
They were very like, I didn't really hear anybody
Trying
like that.
to think.
Right. So and then and at the time you got to understand, especially in LA, like LA spread out. You know this, been living here for a couple of years.
It's crazy, massive.
It's spread out. Like, it's not like New York. It's concentrated. Our public transport, we don't have, our public transport sucks and stuff. You had to drive. And
it does. We have trains in New York.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Ah, you like that, right? I like that button. That was good. It makes me funnier, but
got jokes. Got jokes, son.
Here's my favorite one. Flex, son.
Son.
It's flex.
You know what? Hey, dude. Womp, womp, womp. So at the time there was not that many Asian MCs, right? And the thing is, for me, for me, and a handful of us, like, we had to go to like LA proper. Like, there was pockets, like each ethnic group had their own scene,
right?
But for hip hop, you had to go to LA and Hollywood. Like, that was the real thing, like, so. There was a bubble, so we had to break out the bubble and go over there. And I would never hear any, about Asian MCs. And then here's the thing too. Also, it was mostly black and Latinos and maybe whites. But
same in New York.
Right. So when we started going over there, to some of the joints and stuff like that, they all looked at us crazy. And of course, it was like on some 8 Mile. You got to
show them. But that's the thing about hip hop back then, and it's not like. I joked earlier, but it's not like the old man get off my lawn thing, but it's like hip hop for quite some time. It was a show and prove thing. No, it's changed a lot, but.
Right. But I mean, it's like, and the thing too is also like, me coming in from the Asian Filipino scene, it was like, it was like it was a bubble and stuff like that. Like, there was a lot of talented people, but they were comfortable
in their own circle.
Right. And when we started hearing about things, like, you got to go there. That's
open mic type shit.
Open mic or ciphers or whatever, DJ battles or something like that. And then I just remember just like, like same thing when going there. Like, I used to, go to clubs called United Nations.
Listen, check this out, United Nations.
Water the Bush. And then eventually, of course, it was this club called Unity.
Right, okay.
Right. That was a little bit more later. But Water the Bush and United Nation was thrown by Zulu Nation and Rhyme Syndicate.
Nice.
So,
wow.
And here's the craziest thing. So, DJ Yotaka.
Didn't I meet him recently at the Beat Junkies Academy? Yes.
So DJ Yotaka,
from Japan.
From Japan,
right?
Was one of the first hip hop DJs from Japan and stuff. One of his claim to fame is battling Jam Master Jay. So
could you imagine having that stripe on your sleeve, son? Battling Jam Master Jay,
right? And so I mean, he would Africa Islam put him down and stuff, and he would DJ United Nations. I mean, imagine a Japanese cat, someone from Japan, a DJing it at a whole, like, black and Latinos and stuff, right?
DJing a legend.
Right.
Like,
and then he would always bring Honda with him too.
Honda's another dude. Salute to Honda, man.
Right. So, but for someone like an Asian American going to that type of environment, it was like again, it's like they look at you and stuff like, who are you? You're not from here. And it's like, of course, I wouldn't say racial, but it's like,
Yo, let me tell you something. Little sidebar.
Right.
When I was a kid going to hip hop clubs.
Right.
And I always say this in a lot of interviews. I was on my homie I can't think of my homie's name. I was on a homie show yesterday, and I was telling him, and I always say this in a lot of interviews, when I was a kid coming up in hip hop, I look like Ralph Macchio, bro. Like, I look like the Karate Kid waiting online.
Wax on, wax off.
I look like same body shape. I was real thin, and my hair did that thing, that Ralph Macchio shit. I didn't have the Caesar yet, and I'd roll up to these clubs and people be looking at me like, who let this motherfucker Ghost Boogie? Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ghost Boogie. I was on his show last night.
Right.
But that's how I looked. And so it's the same thing where you would get the look like,
Right.
yeah, homie.
Right. And
you better be the best motherfucker in the room.
Right. And you had to kind of like show and prove and stuff like that. But yeah.
Shout out to No Eyes Left. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just like, so just to go there and show and prove. It was like that was like some stripes and stuff like that. So
right.
So fast forward and stuff. When I saw flyers and stuff, and it says MC Key Cool, I was like, who is that? And like, and for me, there was other. I've heard, like if there was other Asian cats, it was like, if there were, like maybe it was more, I was more harsher and stuff because it's like we had to work 10 times harder. So
yes,
you don't want to be coming out. If I've seen someone that was doing something and it's not authentic and stuff, I'd be like, fuck that shit, like
right.
So, and then especially as a rapper, I've met some Asian rappers, but they were corny.
Right, I understand. Right, I get it.
So it's like But when I met Key, it was that we did it happened to be at some. It was actually at Glam Slam, which is Prince's Club nightclub. He had open.
Wow.
It was in downtown LA and stuff. So I was a guest DJ and he was the host. And I was like, I remember seeing his name everywhere. And I was like, who is this guy, right?
Right.
And then met him, real cool. And then when we eventually I was like, okay, he's pretty good like that. Then we
and this is early Key Cool.
Like, this is before we even got together and stuff like that.
Right.
So originally, like I was supposed to only make beats for Key. Right, because I just bought an SP 1200.
Those were expensive back.
Oh boy, let me tell you,
yo man,
I had to sell a lot of things. My parents were looking at me crazy and shit like that. Like so it was. I want to say it was 3 G's back then.
Yes, it was expensive, man,
right.
and we. Hip hop wasn't like what it is now, where people put stacks of dollars on there. No? We were broke, all of us.
Hell yeah, hell yeah,
everybody.
So technically, I was originally we were broke. Yeah, Broke-matic.
Yeah, Broke-matic.
Yeah.
Q, you broke.
So basically, I was supposed to just make beats for Key and stuff, but then eventually, like when we made demos and stuff, it was like, oh shit, you know what? Why don't we be a crew? Right, so it's kind of like on some like, man, we could be like Gangstar. I mean, we're
Hey, didn't I ask you that recently? When we was doing our album, when we started doing our album, I was so hype. I was like, we the next Gangstar, and Red is looking at me like, nah.
So I mean, so basically, like we started, doing some work doing work and became. He already was putting out songs and stuff, and it was cool.
Nice.
I was like, and I did some scratches for him, and then the next, I was like, and I was like, that's when I was like, look, I got some beats, some rough, rugged shit. So here it is, and like that. So, and eventually, I go like,
did you show me these beats before you gave it to him? I'm fucking with you.
This guy here, son. So basically. Long story short, is just like, yeah, we just started to become a group and stuff. Like, sure, like we could be an Asian Gangstar, but like our thing too is also we wanted to prove that we were dope, but we happened to be Asian,
Right.
So it was like, in some ways we were like the, I don't want to say we were gunning to be the first Asian.
But you definitely were early in the room.
I mean, I can say our album Cosmos, our debut album was reviewed in the Source. We were in, we
for the listeners, when did that album come out? What year?
95. I think 94 or 95.
Wow.
One of them like that. So
I remember actually, seeing the album.
So I want to say 95 because this year is our 30-year anniversary.
Wow.
So yeah, we're old.
Jeez. So I was born around 92.
So that means you're just a tadpole. Yeah. So I mean, so I don't know, but so the thing is so in the Visionaries, so Key knew already some of the members like Elemento. Key was in a group with Elemento before, and then he was also like he knew Zen and Danu. I knew 2Mix. through because I knew him because of he was in a group called of Mexican descent.
Right.
They were part of the Good Life circle.
It's crazy because I remember all of these names.
Right.
Because now we're in our era. That's the time when we were really paying attention to the room.
And then I met Tumex through Rocka.
Wow.
Right. So because Rocka was also Rocksteady crew. So,
yes.
So Rocka and Tumex were good friends and stuff like that. So that's how I knew Tumex. And then and Tumex was also doing street promotions too and stuff like that. Like
really?
Yeah. So I remember,
he's a fascinating dude. Okay.
So I would invite Tumex to some so Kiko was going to UCLA, and so we did a college radio show together and stuff like that at one point.
Wow.
So and then Tumex would come over and drop off records and stuff, and then like he would do some freestyles while there and stuff, and then eventually he would come to hang out with us, and then I think there was a freestyle cipher one time, and everybody freestyled to ask Tumex to be in the group, and then saw the Visionary, and then the first Visionary song was on the Kiko and Rhettmatic album, and the rest is history.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing. I was fortunate because I forgot what you call the event at the Beat Junkies Academy where you have these.
RPM, records, people, and music.
Yes, so I had the privilege of seeing one from Mobb Deep, and then I saw the Visionaries one because you guys were celebrating
Pangea. Yes,
which is a fantastic album, but as I was sitting in the audience, you start to trip because we in the Arsonist we knew the Visionaries, we'd done shows with y'all overseas and all of that.
Yes.
But when you hear history, how you start to see the similarities.
Yeah,
and
because we talked.
So wild.
It was funny because after I think the next day or something we talked about it.
Yeah, it's just weird how like because for me, the first person I met was Destroy, and it was in a cipher.
That's crazy.
And I knew there was something ill about him because he was saying shit that I never heard anybody like. He's rapping about welfare checks and rubbing government cheese on his chest. I don't remember what it was just, you're just looking at the dude like, yo, where'd they find this maniac? And then we just hit it off. And then just like you, I go to one cipher and I go to another, and all of a sudden the rest is history. And all of a sudden we on a plane on our way to tour. And it's like, I can't believe this shit happened.
I mean, shoot, even you talk about the tour, because I remember when Rocka and Babs went to Europe with you guys for the Boulevard Connection and stuff like that. So,
it was dope.
I mean, well, like even kind of, how we're talking about connections, so a lot of people might know this. If Q worked at Fat Beats New York.
Oh my God, how do I forget that?
And I worked at Fat Beats LA.
So look at this, the trifecta, both Zulu, both Rocksteady, both employees of Fat Beats, but I think Rhett might have been a better employee than I was. I had a bad attitude at Fat Beats. I was okay. I was like a split personality. There's like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays I was cool, and Tuesdays and Thursdays I was a mean motherfucker, man. You needed to come in with your hip hop identification card, or else you weren't allowed to talk to me.
No, sometimes we had some attitude sometimes because we were just like, really? Like,
yeah, sometimes people would I always tell the one story of the dude that I didn't know, like the hierarchy at Fat Beats didn't say who he was.
Right.
They send him over to Fat Beats, and the dude pulls 100 records off the wall, and he wants them all played.
Right.
And so I'm like biting my tongue because I want to choke this dude. I'm like, I'm in my head. If this was my style, I'd be like, absolutely not. You could play 5 of those. I don't know what you want. But he ends up buying all of them. I don't know what's going on. And we were so drained by this whole experience that by the time I get to the cash register and I ring everything up, he's looking at it and he sees the total and he goes, "What's that?" And I'm like, "That's your total." And he goes, "But why is there extra?" And I'm like, "It's tax."
You know what?
And he goes, I'm French, I don't pay tax. And I'm like, yeah, you do. We all do. And he got mad and threw all his records down a flight of stairs.
And then you get the call.
I get a call like, you, what are you doing? I'm like, why didn't y'all tell me? I would have rolled out the red carpet, made him a drink, and played everything in the store. Like, tell me, warn me, bro.
Well, I mean, it's funny because, I was actually an asshole sometimes. It just, not because I wanted to be. I got my patience. I lost my patience and stuff.
That's what would happen.
Right. Because I tried to be helpful, but then it got to a point where it just like, because I heard people say, man, Rhettmatic is an asshole and shit. And I was like, and usually for me, I don't act like an asshole unless the energy you give back to me.
It's when you do, customer service is definitely not one of my greatest.
Obviously.
Now, if you looking to buy qunique shit, I'll roll out the red carpet, give you a back rub, and tell you.
I don't know about that back rub, man. I don't know. No.
Did I go too far? Did I go too far?
Man. No, go on.
Oh wait, we got. It's flex.
Put you on blast.
Put me on blast. But so
no, I mean, with Fat Piece, it was like he's like customer service was one thing and stuff, but it's like so I get it for you because New
York hip hop comes with an attitude,
right. LA,
so it's like
we were kind of cool, and then you get to a point where it's like I end up being kind of like a dick. I didn't want to be a dick.
Nah, and then when you're playing, people don't get when you're playing the same 10 records for 8 hours.
Well, no, it's like, but then,
it's like, yo, homie.
I hate to say this and stuff like this, and I hate this, and like,
no Diddy. Go ahead. Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that.
I mean, hip hop, us fans can be or.
All of us could be a little much at times.
Because let's talk about this. And this is kind of crazy stuff. Like it's you got people that are coming in like on some entitlement stuff, right?
Yes.
Right. So they would ask us, it's like, is this song dope? I was like, well, here's a turntable, you can listen, and like, what do you, we'll say, hey, this is dope, this is dope, this is dope, and then, but they will say something like, I heard this is whack. It's like, well, why don't you listen to it?
Yes.
And then they and it's interesting too. Then they try to test your knowledge or something like that.
Yeah, it was that's when it would get annoying. My entertaining points was watching Eclipse react in an attitude. So for those that don't know, DJ Eclipse from Fat Beats, he was definitely easily the dopest employee of Fat Beats. But when he would get annoyed, I would just be in the background just smiling like, yeah. I remember one time this dude rolled up and he started pulling shit and all of that. And eventually Eclipse looked at him. He's like, listen, homie, this isn't a jukebox. Make your pick. And then I remember there was another time this dude was like pulling Biggie Smalls records off the wall. We're all looking at like, listen, if you don't know what that song sounds like, you probably shouldn't be. You probably shouldn't even be in New York, bro. Like that shit is playing everywhere. Like we don't have to open that sleeve to play. Like we don't have to open Juicy. We don't have to open that. We all know what it sounds like. Stop it.
I guess for even as employees, we do have the because like, come on, man, you don't know this shit, But again, we're young.
Yeah, we're young and annoyed.
And stuff like that. So, but. Yeah, a lot of memories.
I was trying to remember how many shows the Arsonist did with the but the one that stands out is the European one, like bumping into y'all in Europe, and the reason why I bring that up, it's because it's like, and I always do this with the people that watch my live feeds. Right. I always try to mix it with an encouraging message, and that is when you have a passion for something, and that passion takes you to Europe or Japan, it's surreal, bro. You totally. You get there's a part of you that gets used to it, and then there's a part of you that's like, I'm here because they want to watch us do our thing. It's weird, man.
When you think about it, it's like, damn, I'm here because of something I love to do.
Yeah, and so I always encourage the people that listen. It's like part of the reason why I tell these stories and having my first guest tell his stories is because I wanted to serve as an encouragement that whatever your passion is, whatever drives you, things could happen, but you just got to stay the course, and you really got to be patient, man. You really got to enjoy the journey. I know a lot of this shit is cliche. Enjoy the journey,
But those
be patient.
cliches are true.
But it's real. Yeah. It's real, man. Look, I don't know. I didn't get into your early steps, but for me, when I started in this hip hop shit, I was saying shit way before I even understood it. I was on homie's show yesterday, and Ghost Boogie, and I was about 12, 13 years old on my grandmother's block in the Bronx.
Right.
Didn't know anything about, never mind hip hop, but just music business.
Right.
And I was with a crew of kids my age, and I was like, I'm gonna put out a record. I didn't know what I was talking about. And that was a crazy manifestation for a kid that I was just living with my grandmother. We was broke. I had nothing. I had no rap reputation. I wasn't qunique. I had nothing. But for some reason, I just knew. And so that's what I mean. It's like, I don't care if you're a carpenter. I always say this: carpenter, architect, actor, lawyer. Stay the course. If you believe in your shit, you have a passion. You won't believe some of this shit you'll see, man. It's amazing.
I agree. It's interesting how you say that, because it's the same thing like turning, like at the school, at the Junkies Who Sound. We tell our students, is like, we won't promise you a career, but we promise you a lifetime of passion, right? Because passion, like you just said it, if you love what you do, it'll come to you.
Yes.
It may not. I don't know when it'll come.
No, there's no way to determine that.
Like you said, you stay the course. Sure, there's frustrations, but it's like, I'm sure the same thing too, as even at our we're at a point in our lives, in our careers, you have to remind yourself, why do you do this?
Oh yeah,
right. So and I tell people, it's like, yo, it's like, what made you get into this, right? And if you're doing this for fame and money and stuff, sure, that's nothing wrong if you want that, but doesn't mean it'll last.
Right. And that kind of stuff, it's I like to think that when your aim is fame and money, like you said, it doesn't last, or because the intention is that, 9 times out of 10, it might not even happen. Because I've met a lot of rappers that came out the gate like, yo, son, I'm going to be the illest, and I got the craziest songs. And a lot of them ain't even spitting anymore. Right. So it's like.
And then it's like, you don't know if they really love the actual.
Right.
Like,
there's no love there. It's just the chase.
But you see those who really, who really love it. There's longevity. And then, again, we're older now, so it might be even different things. But like, sure. And we joked about it, but I think it's true. Like, we have like friends and maybe associates and maybe making more money than us. Probably,
yeah, of course,
right?
Man.
But the thing is that this keeps us happy. The spiritual, the longevity.
Yes.
That like to do something you'd love to do, and then when you least expect it, something drops in your into your lap. Whether and the fact that we're still doing this.
The fact that me and Rhett, after knowing each other for over 20 years, recently decided to do an album. Yo, for me, to like now, just saying this in front of everybody, I'm still like, I'm hyped. But like,
so I mean, this is even to you to be like that. And I still remember, I didn't get to talk to it earlier. Is how I remember how it manifested right after the Fat Beats LA anniversary here. You, me, and Eclipse had coffee and stuff like that in Little Tokyo. And then I was like, yeah, man, some beats. It's like, I know we were talking about, like, I have some samples. And it's like, and I sent you drum tracks first.
He just sent me, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, buddy. Hold
put you on blast right now.
No, hold on,
buddy. I want to say something.
No.
He's not going to let me get my thought out. Son.
No, I'm not letting you. No, because the drum tracks, I was saying, like, we can do something. Hey, put your sample on my drum tracks. Here's some drum track.
This dude gave me a paint by numbers beat.
Yeah, but because you were talking about drums and stuff, right? So, and then I was like, okay. But it was not until like when
See, this is the point I might not remember exactly when. Do you remember exactly when the first track?
I remember giving it to you at the school.
Which track was it? Do you remember?
Let me look.
Wow. See, this is what I mean by Rhett. This is what separates me from Rhett. Is that Rhett is like a walking calendar, and it's
not all the time.
It's bizarre though. The shit that he remembers is crazy to me. That's why I love talking to him, because it's crazy what he remembers, man.
Let me see. Tracks. So
Look at this. He got it on file, son.
I want to say I gave you. Oh, this one. I'll play.
Only play a snippet. We ain't trying to give shit away too fast.
It's the beat. Hold on, I gotta.
Only a snippet of it. A couple of seconds. I'm gonna talk all over. I'm gonna ID it.
Hold on.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough.
That was the first beat I gave.
That was the first beat.
Yeah. Because I didn't know you even liked that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And did I surprise you with what I did?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because this is the.
I'm
not gonna.
Yeah,
spoil
don't spoil it.
No.
But yo, Rhett, when you're doing something for as long as we've done it, you don't know where the twists and turns are gonna come from.
Well, the thing is, because you said, give me anything. I said, are you
Right.
sure? Because, like, at the time, it was like, I was trying to, qunique, arsonist, rolling with Ill Bill and stuff like that.
Sure.
You were like, it's
For
like,
sure.
When you said, just give me any, I was like.
And I was telling you, some people, they like to pigeonhole me to a
Right.
certain sound.
Right.
And it's like, nah,
So,
don't do that.
and when you said, just give me anything, I was like, so I started, I just started putting things that I was like, all right, really that. And next, I was like, word?
Yes.
I remember. I was like, yo, and then send me some more. So,
And I didn't slack.
no, you didn't.
I didn't slack.
No. And then
We're almost finished with the album. I didn't slack.
And then you said, give me another one. All right.
Yes, sir.
Next, I was like, word?
Yeah, I was, Rhett had me hype, and he still does.
And
like,
and just to have you, the way you did it, that was honestly to me is like that was the biggest compliment that you said.
Man,
really.
son.
So I mean, I was really honored. I was like, wow, okay. And then the fact is, you said you pushed me. I was like, I did.
You did.
But I mean, I'm saying, like I was like, I hope he likes.
When I finally started getting like a bulk of beats from Rhett, I was handing him shits
Good.
back fast. I wasn't, because I would just sit there and be like hype. He, first of all, he has his own style, and somebody said it right here. Where is it right here? My man Gorilla said Q has evolved into MCs. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh.
And the thing is, Rhett's beats just sent me to a different planet, and that's what I wanted. I knew as soon as I started hearing, I was like, this is going to take me somewhere else.
What's interesting is the more we recorded and stuff, like you pointed it out, like it, like compared to what I remember of, of all your catalog. Because even remember when I was doing my radio or Twitch show and stuff like that, and I did a whole
Yeah,
mega
you did a
mix
whole
of
qunique mix. That shit was ill.
Right, but the thing is, like, what you did to what you rhymed over my production and stuff, it was like this is a mature Q. Not
Thank
saying
you.
like as an artist, like not like like
evolved
and stuff like
Yes.
that. And it was so it showed more vulnerability. It showed
Thank you.
like you were already growing, but it was just there was, like you said, I was very surprised that my production was able to bring that out of you.
Oh man, let me tell you something.
I mean,
We looking at, I'm guessing 10,
at least 10.
because after 10, them shits is free. That's what they used to. They didn't tell us that in hip hop until after the fact. Somebody had said it, like, because when you look at Diamond D's album, his first album has like 78,000 tracks on it. The album is great, but it has a lot of tracks, and that became the norm. Even the first Arsonist album has like 800 tracks on it.
Dude, I mean, shoot, the Cosmonauts album had like 16, 17.
Yeah, and
like,
but then somebody stepped to me once. They were like, yo, son, you should only do 10. And I was like, why, man? I'm in the group. He's like, because after 10, them shits is free. And I was like, and he's like, check your iTunes. It's like,
I mean, well, shit, Rhettmatic. That's the
right,
that's the
right.
perfect.
And that's the thing. And then I started doing this 7 series thing where I was only doing 7, but because I'm working with Rhett, and to me, I feel like this is an important chapter. I think we got to go to the 10. We got to go to the 10.
Yeah.
And now we're in the get the features area of the book.
Working on it right now.
Yeah, we're working on the features right now and figuring out who's gonna rep.
We got one. I'm not gonna say it, but we
we got two. We got two.
Oh yeah.
We got two. We got two.
Two.
We got two.
We got two.
We got two features done.
You went like,
did y'all hear me on the mic?
I had to go like this, and it's I still had the headphones. And
I might as well. I should have just did this. So we got. But we got two features already. We waiting on a few others, but and then Rhett still got to put the zip op on it. And
that's it, zip op. This guy here is don't let him name your songs.
Zip op and wiggle out.
Oh my goodness! You've been watching too much Jetsons.
I'm from Sesame Street, son. We got to make these words up.
Okay, Minivac.
Uniblab, son.
Uniblab. There you go. Same thing.
Son. Yo, homies is guessing, son. They guessing in there. Machiavelli's guessing. They're guessing. I want to see y'all throw some guesses up in the comments who you think is going to be, or who you think should be on this album. Who would you put on a Rhettmatic qunique album? And don't give me like insane names. Don't say Jay-Z unless Jay is watching. Yo, Jay, if you watching, why don't you throw us a little 16 bars, son? And we'll do like an installment plan. We'll pay you like, $20 a month or something for the next 15 years.
No, I think our at least two of them right now is like
they dope. The two features we got,
and I didn't choose it. It's Q that chose it. And then,
I did.
And it's interesting.
Oh, and by the way, because you're saying that, I went outside the box.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
with the thoughts of the features. Because the way I view it. Because I'm working with somebody that I've never worked with musically, who I respected, and on top of the fact that I knew that his production was taking me to a different place, I knew that feature-wise, I had to think differently. I was like, well, if we're gonna go different, everything about this has to. I have to feature with dudes that y'all would have never even thought that I would go bar for bar with. So it's like, I'm excited about that, man.
It's interesting what people are writing, and it's like,
yeah, I know some of them like Apathy. Sun Doobies, that's a crazy one. Somebody put Elemento in there, Everlast. I've worked with Slain and Everlast already, so that's definitely not going to happen. Czarface is definitely a good pick. Sick Jack, and I've done joints with.
Yeah.
Who we got? Demerick.
Yeah.
The Yotes, Everlast, Immortal Technique. I've done joints with him. Ill Bill, y'all know I've done joints with Ill Bill. You know what I mean? But we going different. So I'm going to have to ask her to think really different. Like the Elemento was a good one. Sun Doobie is a good one, man. Jice is arsonist. Y'all know that. Atmosphere is that's a good pick. That's a good pick. See, those are some good picks.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting. Well,
Exhibit, that's good.
It's interesting too because it's like again, we've known each other for such a long time.
Yes, sir.
Like, but we haven't, like even some of the people that's been related, like I know them, but never did work together.
Right,
like
right.
That.
We're all in the same circle in the same swimming pool, but it's like sometimes you just say what's up and you just keep it going. Like, and it's no disrespect or anything. It's just, but you definitely set the table for us to just take it somewhere else. And I love you tremendously for that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, my man Rhettmatic. Now, I don't know if you in the mood.
Uh-oh. Wait. I'm not singing.
No. No.
I'm not rapping.
Do you? No. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare pressure you. Although I got to get at rock and do. I got to do some detective work. I got to see what's going on here. I got to get. Who we got here? Theory. We got Rock on there. We got Cage. Yellow Wolf is a crazy one. Sage Francis. I got love for Sage Francis. Sage Francis is a dope pick. That's a dope pick. Would you be into the idea of doing a little zip-a-zip-bop for the party people watching?
I guess I can do a short one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wait, before you go, before you even think about it, I need to see some emojis, some super chats, and all of that. If y'all want to see Rhettmatic hit the turntables for a little smidgen, I need to see some action. I need to see some fire emojis, some disc emojis, and maybe even some super chats. That'd be dope, man.
Do what? 2-minute set?
Yeah, that's fine. A minute, 2 minutes, whatever you got. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Throw some. Yo, so Rhett is gonna go over there. And I'm gonna throw on the camera for him in a second. No, I know. Let him get there first. Let him get there. I don't want to just leave him on a blank. Let him plug in. Once he's all set up, give me the high sign. There we go. There go the fire emojis. Obviously, the super chats and stickers are greatly appreciated. Remember, your support keeps me moving forward with all of this. So thank you in advance, and thank you for those that through the super chats and the stickers and all of that. I really appreciate it, man. It keeps the production going for everything qunique and what we're doing. Thank you, Gorilla. Thank you. There we go. Salute to you. Thank you. That's what's up. That's what's up. Remember, Stutters, give me the high sign when he's all set up. I'm going to keep on talking to the party people. Ghost Boogie, that's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to show some love for Ghost Boogie. Make sure you go to his YouTube page and subscribe. He's got a dope show that he does. I was on his show yesterday. Check the episode out. I had a blast on his show. Dope brother, man. Dope. And my man Gorilla Strong hooked it all up. Laced the sneaker for us, man. Goodfoot, that's what's up. Steven Knuckles, that's what's up. Andrea, that's what's up. Yes. I'm feeling y'all vibe today, man. Yo, let's get a little... I love that button, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, live from the lab, first time ever. Yo, seriously? Seriously, dude? Like, oh my God. Jeez, bro. Like, I did not expect that. Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest, DJ Rhettmatic, just went ape shit.
Whatever.
That was nasty. Yo, when you did that little fade on Apache, where you were making the horns echo, that shit was crazy.
Well, don't worry, Aaron's gonna learn that.
That shit
class.
was crazy, man. Ladies and gentlemen,
that was all freestyle too.
My God, man.
So you guys freestyling around?
Yeah. That was this to me. Thank you so very much for doing this. You're my first guest for so many reasons,
man.
And you just shut this shit down, ladies and gentlemen. This what you just saw is turntablism at its finest. This is, to me, not just a brother, but this is, to me, I consider this dude a legend, a master.
I'm broke already by sending too many checks to you, dude.
Yo, we got to get more production on my shows. I'm going to keep on hamming it up, son.
No, I'm honored to be your first guest. I mean, shit. Like again, we have so much history.
Man, it's crazy.
Like we're talking about the parallels, like, he's like, you what? You what? You what?
Weird, man.
Yeah.
It's strange, but here we are, and stay tuned. Well, as far as the album that we're putting together, we'll have more. We'll be talking more and more about that as we get closer to completion. We are. I feel like we're close.
We're close.
We're close.
We need to just hopefully lock those two other.
Whatever the features are going to be.
Yeah, but then and then of course I got the Zuba Zubas or Ziba Zuba.
Right. You got to put the Jigga Jai.
Sequence it and whatnot.
Mix
it.
You can't forget the mix. Those are important things.
Yes.
Mix and
master and sequence. And
yes,
stuff.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But Rhett, I got to thank you for taking the time out to being my first guest. Just making the trek, and it means a lot. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please show your love for DJ Rhettmatic. I want to see fire emojis, discs, diamonds, hundreds. I want to see all of that shit coming up on the screen.
Yo, I got a shout out to your wife, Erica.
Thank you.
Aaron, who's also my student.
Yes. My son has been a student at the Junkies Academy almost a year now.
Oh, yep, dude, he's about to graduate soon.
Yes. It's bizarre. It's bizarre, man.
Yeah.
And so what I want to do is just thank you. Shout out to the Junkies. Shout out to the Visionaries, of course. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for hanging out. This is the longest, aside from being my first guest, this is the longest episode I have on record right now. Yes.
Because we're too busy talking.
We talking our shit and catching up and just trying to make sense of it all. But man, mad love to you and mad love to everybody in the chat. qunique, Rhettmatic, live from the lab. The new episode is finally done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Tune in next week.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same chat channel. Thank y'all, man, and hey.
Bye.